Hello, welcome back to Sprouted Dreams. I have been unable, I guess, to do a video for a while, so I figured I would just kind of shoot what I was working on this morning and kind of carry you along with me because it's getting late in the year. Today it's actually kind of cool outside and it's starting to feel like fall, which is amazing. So I was like, oh my gosh, I've had too many weeks here without a video. And so yesterday I was working on all of this fairy house. This is my funky fairy house, and I have to get all of the pieces cut and sanded and decorated with their twigs, and all the holes and windows cut and the door hinged and all that. So that takes a gobload of time. And then I get everything all dried, and then it's ready to varnish. And I try to get everything basically done, and then I glue and then touch up any little spots that didn't get the varnish. So that's the step I'm on right now. And it's always fun to watch, so I figured you would enjoy watching this process. So as we head into fall, it's definitely time to start thinking about how to decorate your gardens when you might have rain or snow or ice. And certainly more people actually gathered to look at your outdoor decorations. So if you want to include your fairies or gnomes or dragons into your Halloween decorations or Thanksgiving table or Christmas lights, you could certainly use fairy lights in certain areas, or even the big Christmas lights, and then think about how you could incorporate that into your garden. If you start thinking about those things now, then it won't be such a alarming process, when it pops up, because look, it's almost September at the time where I am shooting this, and it's time to start decorating for Halloween in 1 month, because you kind of want to get your Halloween decorations up when it's time for everyone to start looking for that in October. So you want them to really, if you want them to be up for a while, it's nice to have Halloween decorations up in the beginning of October. So start thinking about how you want to do that. Now you can put the smallest, simplest little things to sort of make an existing fairy garden or miniature display more Halloween oriented is pumpkins and ghosts. And the pumpkins, pumpkins, quote unquote, that's my, there we go, thumb quotes, there we are, would be like orange marbles. That's just a simple way to sort of spread something on the pathways or into the little flowers or bushes or greenery, whatever you have, and make it seem like it's more of a fall festival. Okay. So now if you get any sort of thick spots, you can thin that out, you see. So that's one idea. The other one would be the little ghosts. Now, if you make your ghosts obviously out of, paper towels or tissue or something, they're not going to last. But if you make them out of some old white sheets or something like that, and just tie, your different marbles that are not orange into that little head part, and then just tie thread around them, and then use those same threads or strings to hang them off of the bushes. And that, with the little orange marbles, you kind of have turned that fairy garden into a fall display. So that's one idea. Of course, if you want to shift the whole thing and make it, a gnome haunted house, and put little gravestones and stuff like that, you can go all out. I'm just trying to give suggestions to make the easiest possible sort of crossover. And some people just sort of go more fall, and that will carry you all the way into Thanksgiving. So that's a different path. You could do little shocks of wheat and pumpkins, and let's see, what else? Tie little bows. It's nice to put bows on things when it comes toward the holiday times, and they always add a splash of color. There we go. This one's ready. I don't want the varnish where I've got to glue later, so there we are. One more funky. So also at Halloween or Thanksgiving, you can change the color of your fairy lights. That's an inexpensive way to sort of change up the atmosphere of your garden, is you can, rather than have just a white simple fairy light, you could change the color to an orange or red, or like if you had a simple fairy garden, but you put a black light on it. I don't think they have black light fairy lights, but if you put a black light on it, sometimes the colors will really come out differently and it gives it a more spooky atmosphere. But check it out before you put it on. Sometimes you can get like a black light flashlight. And those are handy for other things as well, which I didn't know. If you have gardens, obviously, if you have fairy gardens, you might have a regular garden. I did not know that if you shine at night, of course, this is the wrong time of year for it, but keep this in mind for next summer. If you shine a black light, just a flashlight, on your tomato plants, the tomato worms glow. It's amazing. Check it out. I'm sure there's a zillion YouTube shorts on it, but I didn't know that. And what an easy way to catch those little critters. Feed them to your chickens. Okay. I also had this that I need to varnish as well. I told you I'm a little behind on things, so I'm trying to just take you with me. But it's always fun to watch the varnish sort of transform these pieces. I really love how it looks when you get the shiny on there. It just kind of changes the whole piece and makes the wood so beautiful. Anyway, so also with, if you want to shift over to just Christmas, you could start making your Christmas display now. Keep everything the same and just sort of start making little boxes and cover them with wrapping paper and bows. And that would be obviously for an inside display, but you could make an inside display and that would be really fun. And of course you can make an inside display now for Thanksgiving and include your little fairies and gnomes onto your holiday table. If you have listened to my podcast that I had for years and years before, this is all repeat for you, but I am trying to put efforts now into YouTube instead of podcasting because the podcasting just didn't really pan out well for me, but it seems like the YouTube is doing better. So that is what I am focusing on. So I apologize if you are one of my old podcast listeners. This is all old hat to you, but taking your fairies and gnomes and your little miniatures onto your holiday table can really be a fun way to incorporate those into your holiday plans. So I hope that gets you started thinking of ways that you can incorporate your miniatures into your Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And I'll be doing a bunch more of those in upcoming episodes. So until later this week, I'll put out 2 this week so that I can kind of catch up a bit from where I have been slacking quite a bit. So I hope you have a wonderful day and happy fairy gardening.